All right, nothing clever this week. Matt and I are just gonna shoot the shit cause we're tired. I'm Chad, of course.
I'm Matt,
This is episode what fucking episode is this?
107.
Thank you. We used to talk about this at work. All right, so this is gonna be like really stripped down. It's been a hell of a week, but yeah, man. I want to open up by saying I did something super impulsive this week, Matt.
What is that?
So if you remember a couple of weeks back, we had Jermika on, and she was telling us about how big of a shoe head.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's a YouTuber that I like that just dropped a shoe. He's a tech YouTuber, but he dropped a shoe, and I was like, oh, this is dope. But then that price was not dope. And so like,
How much was it?
huh?
How much was it?
It was like 180. So I mean, in
That's
the
regular
grand
price for
scheme of
those.
things,
That's regular price for those sneakerheads.
right. In the grand scheme of things, it's not super expensive. But for me, I've never spent over $100 on a shoe.
Mm-hmm. You say you never spent how much?
Over $100 on a shoe.
Oh wow, I have once, maybe twice.
What shoe was it?
Some kind of forces. I mean, some forces. Maybe with some dunks. I forget, but like you could tell. I remember when forces and stuff used to be like $60. Some all white forces.
You rocking your rocking chair in my day. I remember.
Right. It used to be so cheap. And I don't know if Nelly's song had anything to do with it, or just regular inflation, that shit skyrocketed. So now everything, no, I'll take that back because all shoes, even like Skechers before Skechers was acting like a Payless type shoe.
Right.
Now Skechers name brand and everything else like that. So I guess that's just the way the world goes.
So I put a link to it in the chat. YouTube people, I will put an image of the shoe up on the screen. And for our audio listeners, it is the MKBHD shoe. So it's made by Adams. I'd never heard of this brand before. He announced the shoe. But yeah. If you notice on the website, it says that it's part of ID.me, which mostly is used by veterans when they want discounts on stuff. And so, also first responders or employees of like the government or students and such have access to it as well. So I did I did get a small discount on it because as you know, Matt, you are a veteran. And so I know a veteran or two in my life,
Mm-hmm. It was made by a black guy. Okay.
Yeah, he's the YouTuber, yeah.
When I heard MK, I was thinking of Michael Kors, but okay.
That's funny. But yeah, so I got like a 10% off and it's free shipping. And yeah, it's a pre-order, so I don't get it until the summer. But yeah, I decided to kind of splurge a little bit.
They not bad at all. I like them because I'm a fan of that red.
Mm-hmm. I'm not a fan of that white because I'm like, now I gotta keep you clean. Ugh.
Right. So basically, they kind of white soles with the black side and the back of it. The back of the heel is red. I'm trying to think what this reminds me of. I don't know. It's hard to describe. Sneakers are sneakers. Get somebody who knows things. Right.
But no. So you've been watching anything this week?
I was able to watch Hunger. It's a Thai movie on Netflix. Basically, it is about a local a woman working at her family's restaurant, like a stir fry restaurant, um, like you know, Thailand, poor Thailand type of area, type of thing like that. A guy comes in, eats her food, was like, "You too good to be working here." Gave her a card that said hunger on there. And basically, hunger is like the top chef in Bangkok, where all the rich people hire him, famous chef like
This
Gordon
is
Ramsay.
and this is live action, right? Or is it anime?
No, live action.
Okay.
So it's like a Hell's Kitchen type of thing, but no TV involved or whatever like that. So, um, they come and they cook for the famous people, but it has like a slight edge of the menu on there because like when they cook, when the customers eat, when the rich people eat, it's kind of like when I'm perceiving it as like a bloodlust type of thing of the rich being greedy or gluttonous because basically they made uh like some kind of meat stuff, but he said he wanted it so soft that it could like you don't need to chew it. Basically, that's how it was. And she kept fucking it up in the kitchen and until she stayed overnight, slept in there till she was able to get it right, and that's how she was able to keep it going. But then when the rich people ate it, they were like the sauce they had was red, and it was like they was like gobbling up like a lion eating a zebra or whatever. So I think that's some kind of metaphor. But overall, it was good because I ain't gonna do no spoilers because I recommend you to watch it. But she has to face that she wants to continue working with this angry, high strung chef, or does she want to go back to her regular life?
Okay. It sounds interesting. What's it on?
Netflix.
Of course. Why did I ask that stupid question?
Hmm.
All right, I want to talk about two TV shows. The first one is Succession, which is in its fourth and final season. We're up to episode 6, and this is a show that I've been like lightly watching over the last. We still worked at our last job when I first watched this show because it was a show affected by COVID, so they had to take some time off. Took like a year and a half off during
What
COVID.
is this about?
So this is about this has been called like a modern day like Game of Thrones type show where like they aren't like killing each other, but it's about a rich family. Think of like have you heard of Rupert Murdoch?
Yeah.
So, he used to own like the Fox network and all that stuff and Fox News. Now he just owns Fox News. So it's like think of him and his children, right? And he's like, "Hey, oldest son, you are going to take over the company soon. It's your time." And
Hmm.
he has a heart attack, and then like once he gets better, he's like, "You know what? No, this is my company. I'm never giving it up. You're not getting anything." So the show is essentially like the back and forth of like the oldest son wanting to like take the company from his dad, like no matter what. And
Hmm.
so in this fourth season, we open up where he's trying to sell the company to an Elon Musk type character.
Hmm.
And the back and forth of that, and I'm gonna spoil something here. Suddenly in episode 3, he dies, like unexpected.
Hmm.
And like it shifts the whole dynamic of the show because like he's been such an integral part of the show and he's such an evil character. But now and he basically mentally abused his children. And so without him around, now they have to like stand up on their own 2 feet. And it's like they aren't really necessarily up to the task. And so like 2 of the kids are trying to like sabotage this buyout, and another one is trying to like push it through, but they aren't really talking to each other. And it's really interesting.
That
It's
reminds
basically
me
you
of
just watching people talking.
that reminds me of WWE is that Vince McMahon is a sole person, and then when everybody assumed that when he died, it was gonna go to his kids, Stephanie and Shane, but
Mhm.
it turns out that he got some other person, Nick Khan, to run it, and then
From the
and
outside, just on
yeah,
rando.
from the outside in. So that now, and then the whole scandal with Vince McMahon paying people off with everything. He retired, and then Nick Khan was the CEO of it. Um, but then, because people know they're grooming for WWE to be sold, and
Mhm.
then once, like right before it's about to get sold, Vince McMahon unretired, and then came back, and then now it got sold to Endeavor, the people who own UFC and stuff, for like $4 or $5 billion. And so basically, I can see like all the interworkings of the kids talk about it's supposed to be me, and then it's you bringing this other person in and things like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a really good show, extremely well written. If you really look at it, like if you like take yourself out of it and just look at it as a whole, it's basically about the same thing every season, like them trying to screw each other over one way or another.
But speaking of, you said well written, they're having that writer strike, and
Oh, okay. Okay, we can talk about this. I forgot all about that. We can talk about
well,
this.
the only reason made me think of it is because one thing I was talking to Carlin about, I was like, yeah, one thing is the writer signs are really funny. And that got me thinking because you said one of the writers had a strike that said but like something like pay us or we'll spoil Succession for you.
No, no, let's talk about the strike because you know that we never gonna get that Blade movie now, right?
I did not know that specifically, but at first, all right, let me be honest with you. When I heard about this writer strike, I was like, get these lazy motherfuckers back to work. I was like, they making all this money and everything, and what they complain about. But then I watched a video explaining that and how they are not getting that money. And then with the streaming, how they're making pennies on the dollar
Right.
versus when they was re-airing stuff. Then I was like, oh, okay, I get it now. And then I read something else where all they're asking for is a 3% raise
Yeah,
or 3% something.
I'm trying to find like where it lays out what they're specifically asking for because like one of the things is like, hey, don't use a chat bot and then ask us to clean up what the chat bot wrote.
So the part I read or the video I read talked about before there used to be writers' rooms and they used to do stuff. They used to come up with everything, but now what they're doing is like same things. Like they'll get a chat bot, have them write something, then have the writers re-edit that stuff, or they will get like what they say, like use scripts or something and have them
Mm-hmm.
re-edit it and basically trying to save money and stuff instead of paying for the whole writers room. I forget what they call it. It's like a smaller thing
Right,
than
but
a
then not even just that, but it's just like, we have like a billion shows on streaming, right? And
Mhm.
these shows would be like 6, 7, 8 episodes, right? And it's like there's nothing there. Like back in the day, we had network TV, 20, 30 episodes a season. You had an office you went to, you clickety clacked and all that stuff, and you got paid. Now it's like even worse now, where it's like you're getting paid like a third of what you used to get paid back in the network days. And it's like you and me make money, right? We have a regular 9 to 5 job. We're making more money than these writers because of
Mhm.
like how fractured the whole TV landscape is now.
Right, because it changed for streaming and everything. And then the other thing they brought up was that's why a lot of these shows be getting canceled because they don't want to be paying the writers for more seasons and stuff.
Right. Okay, let's see. Residual staff. Okay. All right. So here's a breakdown. Increased pay. Um they want more pay. The guild is seeking higher compensation for writers access writers across the board. 10 years ago, 33% of TV writers were paid the minimum rate. Now, according to the Writers Guild of America, 49% are. Accounting for inflation, writer pay has declined 14% in the last 5 years. The median weekly writer producer pay is down 23% over the last 10 years. They want better residuals. So like you were saying, like because like yeah, back in the day, stuff just reran on another station, right? Now
Mhm.
stuff goes to streaming, but the pay is different. And so
Right.
like you back in the day you get like maybe $200-300 because your episode got, you know, replayed on TBS. Now you're getting 3 cents, like that Seinfeld episode.
Right. Right.
They want staffing requirements. So the union wants TV shows to staff a certain amount of writers for a period of time. At issue is the rising practice of mini rooms, where only a handful of writers are working on a series.
See,
Such
that's what I was talking about when it's not the writer's room, they call it mini room. Yeah.
Such writers' rooms are often employed during development before the show is greenlit. That means writers can be working on a series that doesn't get picked up for as much as a year after they worked on it, or not at all. The process has circumvented some of the protections the WGA members have had from being overworked and understaffed. The use of mini rooms accelerated during the pandemic. Shorter exclusivity deals. Many of the rules around TV writing are also still based on a now increasingly outdated model. Writers might have once expected to spend almost a year working on a 22 to 25 episode season of TV. Now the average season is much shorter. Popular shows like Bridgerton might only have 8 episodes. Not only does that diminish writers per episode pay, but it also limits them from working on other programs if they're tied to longer terms of exclusivity. And then
Mhm.
also don't use chatbots.
Yes.
So yeah, like I mean, yeah, I don't we all want to get paid more, but it's like the job has gotten so shit over the last, let's just say 10 years with the rise of streaming that I don't know. Like I wonder what how writers are paid like in other countries like Britain, where they normally have they forever had like very short seasons of shows. Like I wonder what we could take from that
Mhm.
and bring it over here.
Right. I get it, but I support these writers.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, it's
Support the
okay. While
writers.
you guys on strike, I just watch old episodes of Archer until y'all get y'all money.
But that's the problem, man. You watching that on streaming and they getting like 3 cents.
Hey man, well, I gotta watch something.
You need to go out and buy the DVD from a store. That way they get their full residuals, man.
I care. I don't care that much then.
Damn. But you putting a human face on it. This affects our friend of the show, Carlin, because if writers can't write, they can't film.
I get it. I
So
get it.
no, I know I wasn't talking to you on that part. I was talking to the audience.
I know. But also I support Quentin Brunson. I know she a writer for Abbott Elementary, so she on strike too. You
She
know, I love
wears
that Abbott.
that's the thing. Now she wears several hats, and
Right.
so yes, she's a writer and she should be striking, but she's also a producer who is like
Right.
get back to work writers.
Well, yeah, because they said uh oh no, because like somebody commented to her on Twitter was like, you can't pull some strings or something and get these people paid. And then she was like, well, yes, I am a producer, but also I'm a writer and I support the writers. So I'm going on strike with the writers too.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, Blade is never getting written. It never getting made because like a week before the writer strike, they hired a new writer,
Mhm.
but he can't write.
So what they say, I kept reading that they kept going back to 2007 when the last writer strike was, and they talked about whatever season of Heroes. I don't remember this,
Season
but
two.
huh?
Season two.
Yeah. Then they said, how long was the other one? 80 days? 70 days?
I think it was 100 days.
Okay, 100 days. Okay. All right. I guess whatever it takes.
No, I
Whatever.
mean, obviously, yeah, I'm not somebody that's like, fuck these writers, let's get our content out. Like, we want good content, and these people should be getting paid a reasonable wage
Right. And if you're while you
according to the
striking,
times we live in.
correct. And if you need some content while these writers are away, please subscribe to our YouTube channel at We Used to Talk Pod for
Uh,
some additional content. We are writers ourselves.
I mean, we are something of writers ourselves. Yes.
Right.
We're not in the guild, but we do a little bit. We do a little bit.
Right. Yeah. So please subscribe to our YouTube channel.
But yeah, speaking of a show that's getting affected by the writer's strike because they had to stop writing season 3. I'm also watching Yellowjackets. So season 2, I have not been liking it as much as season 1.
What is
So
Yellowjackets? Because when I hear Yellowjackets, my mind goes to Yellowstone. So what is Yellowjackets?
So Yellowjackets takes place during 2 time periods. One in the 90s when a girls soccer team, they're playing crashes on the way to the national championship, and they have to do some Lord of the Flies type stuff in the wilderness to survive.
Uh-huh.
And then the second timeline is now them as like 40 somethings living their life, and they are extremely scarred by the things that they did in the past.
Is Yellowjackets their mascot?
No, like their jackets are yellow. No, wait, no. The team is the Yellowjackets because that's an animal.
Okay, so it's a
Yeah,
mascot.
yes. Sorry.
Okay.
So part of the reason why I'm not feeling season 2 is because season 1, when they crashed, it was like the spring, and by the end of season 1, they found a cabin as it became winter, and it's been winter so for all of season 2 in the past, and so they've been stuck in the cabin for the most part, and so it's like I need y'all to explore.
Right, right.
Like the adult stuff is interesting. Like they added Elijah Wood to the cast, and he is being paired off with Christina Ricci because she's on this show, and like
Wow.
the two of them together is really good. And I'm like, how come they never work together? Because they're just a year apart in age. But I don't know. It's going fine. We're like halfway through the first season, and it's fine, but it's not like hooking me like season 1 was.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't say I recommend it yet, but it's fine. Yeah.
I was able to catch Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves. Uh,
Ooh.
I know nothing of the game. I enjoyed this movie. I like the. It's not a serious what action. It's all
It's
lighthearted
fun.
comedy. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fun. I I really enjoyed it. Um, Sophia Lillis.
Oh, from it.
She's from It.
Mm-hmm. So
Wait, how
Stephen
old is
King,
she?
she's probably like 20 now. She's 21 now, but she was like a teenager when she did that movie a couple years ago.
Okay, cool. Yeah, she was cute in here and where that redhead in the movie. So had to clarify that age. But no, seriously, yeah, I liked it. I like Chris Pine's talking Tiv. Like how he's always,
What?
I don't say talking, but that's what they do in movies. He does nothing but talk.
Mm-hmm.
But something like everything he does is like I enjoyed him. I enjoyed him and his character. Um, but fucking Sophie. But yeah, but no, overall it's good. I like the action, I like the story. Like I said, I have no correlation for this the game. So now, Chad, as somebody who's played the game, does it as a D&D fan, would you be like yes or no to this movie?
So I saw it a couple of weeks ago and I really enjoyed it. I'm not deep in the lore, but the neat thing about Dungeons and Dragons is that it can literally be anything. It's
Mhm.
all just talking through stuff, right? So like I'm very sure if you search for it, or we could even write it, there's a D&D campaign about like a podcast where like, okay, Chad and Matt are talking. He could either um Chad and Matt are talking. What are they going to talk about? And you could be like, Chad wants to talk about build a bear.
Work.
Okay, work. And then you roll the dice to see if he talks about it. Like
Oh,
D&D is anything. So like you're on a mission, like you're on a quest to kill a dragon, and you're like, okay, well, I see a dragon and I want to open a portal to get a gun. Well, let's roll for it.
oh, so you have to roll for every choice you want to make.
Certain decisions.
Oh,
Like if you want to do like some wild shit or like attack, because like you can't just attack something and it dies. It's like a video game. Your stuff, your stats and stuff need to equal out to whatever.
okay. But speaking of dragon, I did like how they had that fat dragon on there.
Yeah, I've never seen anything like that before. That was really
Yeah,
funny. And
yeah.
also I like how in the trailers it seemed like Bridgerton Man was going to be such a big character, but he's basically an NPC.
Right, yeah. Basically, yeah, just that one scene. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was fun. Like I really enjoyed it, and I'm not sure if it made enough money for a sequel, but I hope it did.
Oh yeah, I'm here for it. And then Hugh Jackman was doing his thing in there as a bad guy. I like
Hugh
that.
Grant, Hugh Grant.
Oh, sorry, Hugh Grant. Hughes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And
You
Hugh
know, from
Jackman. He a lot of Wolverines in this now. Hugh Grant, my bad. Hugh Grant was doing his thing out there.
I feel like if he wasn't busy, he would have did something like that. Hugh Jackman does not seem like a snobby person.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Last big topic I want to talk about is I caught Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 today.
How was
Um
that?
no spoilers. Well, okay, so we talked to a friend of the show, Jared, in our group chat, and he was like, it felt like phase 2 or 3 type Marvel movie. And I
Mhm.
100% agree. Like,
Wait, phase 2 or phase 3?
no, like not not a Marvel movie we've been getting as of late is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
Um, yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I'm not. And maybe it's because I've been in a weird headspace this week, but like, I was on the verge of crying like 3 times during that movie.
That's good. Get
That's
those
good.
tears out.
It was quite good. It was a good send off because James Gunn is leaving, so it was a
And then also, like, I know Batista said this was gonna be his last time playing Drax.
yeah, because I remember like he's like, I don't really like I'm older, like I'm in my 50s or maybe my 60s, however old he is. It's like it's really hard to keep my body in shape like that. And it's like he was covered up the whole time. He always has
Mhm.
something covering up his torso.
Uh, um, so just answer yes or no. Does a main character die? Okay,
No.
that's too broad. That's too broad. Okay,
No, no, no. Okay, I will say that. They tease it a couple times with various characters, but none of the main characters die. And that's why I can't fully like give this like a 5 out of 5. Like it's really good. Go see the movie. But like I don't like how they teased several characters' deaths but didn't execute. Like don't tease me. But if we're gonna have like a fun, uneventful adventure, that's fine. But don't tease death if you're not gonna actually do it.
especially since like this is supposed to be the last one, right?
Yeah.
So like, yeah, a death could be involved in, especially now with all this timeline things and stuff like that and different stuff.
Exactly.
You can always bring
Exactly.
somebody back.
Exactly. I mean, they killed Gamora in one movie and brought her back in the next one.
Right.
But okay, we can't kill a character and bring them back in like 4 or 5 movies. Okay.
Is Rocket the main character in this or the main storyline in this? Because when I watched
No.
the trailer, he was in a lot of this. I'm thinking maybe he's a main character or main plot.
He's not the main character, but he sets the story in motion.
Okay. Okay. Another thing is I seen a screenshot of Groot and somebody was like how original Groot grew up on whatever planet. That's why he looked like that. And how they said that how
Oh.
this Groot is a mixture of the time, like as a kid. So he had the headphones, he's dancing, he dances more, he hung out with Thor, so like that and different things. That's why he like the screenshot I saw was like him looking like buff.
Yeah, I didn't really care for how he looked. Like if you look at any of the like if you just look at a poster, like just looking at him like just standing, I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
this looks like a man in a suit.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't know. I didn't really think about it too much during the movie.
Okay. Okay, yeah, because once it's out,
Yeah.
out in town. Sorry, I mean I don't care that much to be like, let me run out to base to get it.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna go to the shitty theater. But once it's out in town, I go check it out.
Yeah. It's a fun watch. It's a fun watch. Yeah. And now you eating pasta in the woods. What you doing?
So now this is just a weird story that I find interesting, and then I wanted to bring up. So what was this last week? Yeah, last week, um, workers in Old Bricks Township found 15 wheelbarrow loads of illegal dump pasta along a creek in a residential neighborhood
Hold up. Where's Old Bridge Township?
in New Jersey.
Okay.
The pasta came in variety of shapes, from spaghetti to macaroni, and mounds of it was sitting along a wooded bank in Airsick Brook. And the thing is, nobody knows why or who or what's going on with this. Why is all this pasta here? I'm not. You don't have to read the link. I just want to show you the picture.
Oh, for a second it looked like dirt.
Right. But it's
Uh,
just all this, and then like there's other pictures that look like spaghettios are in there. Keep scrolling down, you'll see all the different pictures. Like somebody just been dumping pasta there. And I don't really care for the who first. I want to know the why. I want to know what's going on with this, that we dumping pasta here. Is this just somebody at home cooking large things of pasta and dumping it? Is this a restaurant doing this? I need to know these answers.
how much pasta you said?
They said 15 wheelbarrows.
I mean,
American will use anything to measure instead of the metric system.
I mean, maybe it's like they had like a food donation place, like a food shelter, food bank, and maybe
Uh-huh.
it's expired, and so the boss is like, get rid of it, and somebody's being snarky. Maybe
I don't know. 15 wheelbarrows is a lot.
it is. It is.
So once they uncover this mystery, I'll be back to let you guys know who the culprits were.
Well, on the topic of pasta, I finally cooked my favorite food for myself. I made lasagna. I made a lasagna.
Oh, I didn't know that
Um,
was your favorite food.
it is, and it wasn't as bad as I thought it was. Like I browned some turkey, and then I browned some Italian sausage, and then I mixed them together. Got some onion in there, and then put the marinara in there, and then just layered out some noodles, and just sprinkle some cheese in it. I was like, it took me this long just to do this.
You throw some garlic bread with it.
Yes, I don't really keep bread in the house, but yes.
Oh, that's good. Are you gonna post a picture of it?
Yeah, I'll post a picture of it. I will put a picture on screen right now for YouTube people, and I guess a link, maybe. No, now if you want to see a picture of it, you have to look on YouTube. Sorry, audio listeners. Sorry, but yeah, this is like almost an hour, at least 40 minutes. So look at us, man, just
Hey,
shooting the shit.
so the reason why this is a little bit different is because I had technical issues with our guests for the movie we were going to do, so we are pushing that back to
Yeah,
another time.
yeah. I was gonna take the night off, and then you know when I saw my phone, Matt was all like, "I have some issues." I was like, "Oh, well, let's just throw something together. That's not
See,
nice. Let's put something together to
let's just
post
throw some
it.
shit together.
Yeah, just throw it to the wall."
Right. But before we go, a listener of the show had when I was prepping for the podcast, a listener of the show, I was telling him what the movie was about and things, and he was like, "Oh yeah, he can't." He had ideas about AI and people listening to us, and he's going to be a future guest on this show. But I told him that when I record, I would give him his little give him a shout out. So even though I didn't do the movie, here's your shout out, and he'll be on the show in the future.
Thanks for hopping on at a weird hour for me, Matt, and we get something to the good people.
And
And
I appreciate you doing this in my time of need when technology dropped the ball. It's funny, technology failed us, and that was what the movie was going to be about, technology.
yes, it's always something. But we do want to thank you for listening. And please rate, like, and review our podcast on your platform of choice. If you have any feedback, please email us at we used to talk pod@gmail.com. Why do we still have a Facebook page, Matt? Follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at We Used to Talk Pod. I think the coast is clear. I don't think America is banning it, but we'll see. I'm on Letterbox BOW1213, and Matt is also Mr. King 0257.
Yes, please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And like always, I don't know if this is a good episode. I don't know if it was a bad episode, but whatever you think about it, talk about it at work. Thank you for listening.
Before we actually leave, our reels are doing reels. Our YouTube shorts are doing quite well. So we will keep that up.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody. Bye.